Have you ever wondered if the truth about God might be far more shocking than we've been led to believe? Some say certain entities prefer that this topic remains under wraps, almost like a secret hidden away from the public eye. Today, we'll venture into a conversation that many avoid, one that, if we take it seriously, might turn our understanding of religion, spirituality, and even our own existence completely upside down. A fair warning: nothing here is presented as absolute doctrine. You're about to hear theories, personal accounts, and most importantly, questions that could broaden your horizons. Brace yourself, because the truth about God may be more surprising than any Sunday sermon you've ever heard. When we talk about God, it seems everyone already has a picture in mind. For some, God is a distant, omniscient power overseeing us from above. For others, it's a pure force of love that exists within each of us. And there are even new theories, some may call them conspiracies, suggesting that this idea of a creator might actually be closer to a universal consciousness in constant evolution. Researchers point out that through the centuries, certain information about this universal consciousness may have been suppressed. Some argue that ancient manuscripts which expanded on these concepts were hidden or destroyed. Why? Perhaps because a humanity awakened to its internal power can't be as easily controlled. That notion naturally invites controversy, but it also piques our curiosity, doesn't it? Picture God not just as a static being, but as a source of energy and intelligence that is continuously discovering itself. From Eastern philosophies to modern interpretations of quantum physics, there's a recurring idea that the universe is actually how this divine consciousness experiments and expands. It's like God is an ever-moving ocean, while each of us is a wave on its surface, unique yet part of the same totality. Strange as it may sound, this notion leads many people to believe that the divine spark residing in every human being is evidence that we're an extension of a God that grows. It's a shocking idea that many prefer not to discuss openly. If this divine consciousness really is evolving, what's our role in it? Many spiritual experiences suggest that inside each of us lies a point of light, call it a soul or spirit, that represents our individualized portion of that source. Some describe states of deep meditation or ecstatic experiences in which they feel this energy, as if a tiny crystal is shining in the center of their forehead or heart. Whether discovered through religious practices, regression therapy, or personal reflection, these moments hint that we are not mere spectators of the universe. We are in some way co-creators. Naturally, there's plenty of controversy here. Some see this as a dangerous fantasy, an attempt to place humans on equal footing with God. Others see it as the essence of true faith. The divine is here, right now, within us, ready to be awakened. If that's the case, it might explain why certain establishments would prefer us not to know too much. A quick look at history shows that the concept of God within us was often met with strong resistance. On one side, people in power worry about losing control if the masses realize their own internal authority. On the other, some are genuinely concerned that this knowledge could be misused or twisted by those who don't fully grasp it. Speculations abound. Some claim that ancient secret societies studied these mysteries in great depth, sharing discoveries only with a select few. Others propose that most religions, at their core, recognized our divine interconnectedness. But, over time, rituals and dogmas were introduced to keep people in line. Does that sound too far-fetched? Perhaps, but it's hard to deny that the idea of a God who expands through us is far more intriguing than a remote deity on a throne. One of the strongest indicators that something powerful resides within us is our innate capacity for self-healing. For centuries, conventional medicine dismissed any spiritual or energetic dimensions of health. Gradually, however, stories of individuals recovering from serious illnesses through meditation, prayer, and alternative methods began to rise to the surface. This doesn't mean ignoring mainstream science, but rather asking, to what extent does the divine living in us become activated to heal the body, mind, and even those around us? Tales of spontaneous healings and medical anomalies, conditions that vanish with no conventional explanation, make us wonder, Who benefits from keeping us unaware of such inner abilities? Take a moment to ask yourself, if each of us is an extension of the Creator, then what limits our understanding or our potential in life? Could it be that we've lived countless existences holding deep memories and capabilities that society now labels as myths? From spiritual regressions to consciousness projections and encounters that defy explanation, an entire universe seems to pulse with life, suggesting that God isn't some inert statue. This perspective can radically shift how we see morality, relationships, and daily challenges. After all, if we're part of something greater, then every obstacle might also be a divine test or a gateway to growth. Before we move on to our conclusion, I want to invite you to join this community. If these topics intrigue you and you believe more people should hear about this perspective, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment sharing your own view on the divine within us. Your words might spark inspiration in someone who desperately needs a new way of seeing life. And if you truly want to support our work and keep receiving valuable content, please consider leaving a super thanks. That simple act helps sustain our research and fosters discussions on ideas rarely covered by mainstream sources. Sometimes it feels like the entire universe conspires to prevent us from discovering our true nature, that we might be tiny, evolving gods. Is this concept dangerous, or is it the key to our freedom? Out of all the rumors, theories, and studies we've touched upon, this might be the most remarkable. You are not merely at the mercy of invisible forces, you could be one of them. It's both alarming and hopeful, all at once. They might not want us discussing this, but truth has a way of surfacing eventually. Let these thoughts resonate. Could it be that what we know about God is just the tip of a colossal divine iceberg? It's always your choice whether you keep seeking or turn away. And here's my final invitation. Keep this flame burning. Never stop questioning. And don't be afraid to dive into the unknown. In the end, maybe the real secret is that each and every one of us is an essential fragment of this truth they've tried so hard to hide.